In this video, I'm gonna be covering some woofing mistakes that even veteran wavers are making, and they don't even know it, man. Some mistakes such as woofing too long, not woofing long enough, using the wrong products, etc., etc. We're gonna cover all that, so let's get it. Yes, sir. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy, Dorian Chosen. Back again with another video, man. Look, this is the follow-on video that I promised y'all in my last video on technique for getting deeper waves. And I told y'all I had a woofing video coming up, man. So here it is right now. And if, by the way, if you haven't already watched that last video on technique for getting deeper waves, highly suggest it, man. Go back, watch that video, and then you can come to watch this one, man. Or either way, man, watch this one, then go back. Just make sure you catch that content. Alright, in order to get deeper waves, you have to grow your hair out for extended periods of time. This is where woofing comes in. So without further ado, we're just gonna get straight into it. Let's go. I'm gonna explain to y'all the best method for woofing. It's called interval woofing. Now, what is interval woofing? You know, Rashad from 360 Wave Process explained this on his website, so I'm gonna read it for y'all. It says, a fast and shorter way to get your waves on swim is through interval woofing. Interval woofing is when you increasingly extend the time between haircuts. You begin while waiting until the point you think you need a haircut and then extending that wait by another 2 weeks. Once you got your haircut, you grow it out again, and then instead of waiting 2 weeks again, this time you wait 4 weeks. So basically it's like compounding on the haircut growth. So like 2 weeks, get a haircut, 4 weeks, get a haircut, 6 weeks. There you go. That's interval woofing. That's the best process for getting 360 waves. I'm gonna cover the woofing timeline because I believe the first 3 woof sessions that you do are the most important in your wave journey when you're first starting off. The first woof is for establishing your presence in a wave game, bro. You gotta let them know that you're here. So what goes into this first woof? Around this first woof is, it begins once you scalp to a 1 guard and need to bring the waves to existence. You have none at all. You need to like bring them out. You're trying to get them. And this period lasted around 5 weeks for me. Also consider the fact that I have a looser hair texture and a looser curl pattern. So take into account that I need more time to achieve the same progress that somebody with more coarse hair could achieve in lesser time due to the hair texture. So you gotta remember that hair texture is also a factor in how long you need to woof and the optimum length that you should be going. And I'll explain that later and I'll explain that later as we get further in the video. Stay tuned. Now, the second woof is basically establishment part 2. Now, you kind of in the wave game, but you're not waving, bro. Like, you're not really splashing for real. Like, you're not 360 beehive in there. So, once you get that first cut, you know, this is when the second woof starts. Like, you got some waves in your head after that first cut, but you just need to complete them. Like, they still loading a little bit. It might be like 70%, 80% loading. And that second woof, you're just gonna finish off the rest of it, man. It's the second half, you know, the completion state. And this period lasted, for me, 7 weeks. So I did 5 in the first woof when I started off with no waves at all. Got a haircut. This is the second woof, 7 weeks. Now, on to the third woof. Right, this one is vital, man. This is the fun. This is where all the fun comes in, all right? The third woof. Third woof, around this time, you're officially in the wave game. Congratulations, bro. If you made it this far, you a G, because most people give up before they get to this point. They be like, oh, it's too hard. So if you made it this point, man, big ups, G. You made it. You're officially in the wave game. Your main focus at this point is bettering those wave connections and deepening the waves. And this period lasted around 9 weeks for me. So y'all see the pattern. I'm adding 2 weeks on to every woof that I do. And like I said, to clarify from before, the length of the woof sessions depends heavily on the texture of your hair. So it's very likely that if you're a coarse hair waver, you don't need to woof as long because your hair curls at much shorter lengths than mine does. At that point, you know, you get to a solid point. Maybe it might be 3 weeks or 4 weeks for you guys with the more coarse hair. And then your hair is curled up as much as you need it to, then you can go ahead and cut it, right? So don't assume that you gotta follow the same timeline as me. I'm just putting it in perspective for those that might have the same hair texture, or you know, just interested in how it might be for other hair textures, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the top woofing mistakes that I see, man. Y'all gotta cut this out. Let's get it. Number one, or actually, and let me clarify, these are in no order. I just threw them together, the top woofing mistakes that I see. All right. So number one, woofing too long. Come on, y'all know y'all seen somebody on this YouTube that's woofing way too long, bro. It's like you ODing at this point. What are you doing? You're not making no more gains out of it, bro. You basically just got a fro right now. You can braid your waves. Like, what is you doing? Wavers of every hair texture are guilty of making this one. But the ones I see making this mistake the most are coarse hair wavers. You know, my coarse hair wavers, man, no hate to y'all, but it's like, I don't think that y'all need to be going on these 3-month and 4-month woofs, man. Y'all's hair curls at around, well, I would say maybe a month and a half to 2 months at most. And after that, it's basically like just frizz for y'all, you know what I'm saying? So the reason that woofing was invented, you gotta understand, was to deepen those wave patterns and better those connections for those with more straighter hair, for those with looser curl pattern. So if you're a coarse hair waver, your hair coils up, you know, really tight. So you don't need to be going on these long, extended woof sessions, man. Just keep that in mind. You ODing at that point, bro. And then you doing more bad than you doing good because you can't really maintain it like you need to. Number two, not woofing enough. Not woofing enough, man. It's like cutting a fruit off of a stem. Every time you see it, just a little bud. You're not letting it get to its full potential, man. Some of y'all can't stand the woof. Y'all got it. Y'all just dying for a fresh cut. 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in. And you making no progress. You keep resetting yourself every time. You're not even getting a chance to comb through it, man. Like, get some of those forts out that you complain about. Your left side weak, grow it out a little longer. Then you keep getting fresh cuts every 2 weeks. So y'all gotta make sure that you woofing an optimum leaf too. I know you gotta, you know, some of y'all want a fresh cut, you got to, but if anything, just get lineups. You don't even gotta get the whole cut, nothing. Don't touch the top, just line it up, get you some clippers. It don't take nothing to do that. Number three, not ragging up, man. Come on, I know y'all been guilty of this at one point in our wave journey. If you're not ragging up, simple. Your hair not gonna be trained to lay down like it should be. If you skipping nights, it's gonna be frizzy and it's gonna be hard to maintain, you know? And we all done went to sleep without our do-rags and then just said, F it, our hair is already messed up. Don't do it, man. I'm telling y'all, the key to not getting tired of this waving stuff or getting frustrated, like a hidden tip, tie your do-rag less tight, bro. Just tie it less tight and see how you feel about this waving game. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be as frustrating. Point number four, using the wrong products or using too much products. Now this one is bad. You don't wanna overdo the wave grease and the pomades and whatever else you're doing, because when you do this, you're gonna have product buildup. And this could go a couple of ways. You got product buildup, that means you gotta wash your hair more frequently. And if you got a lot of hair that you dealing with when you woofing, if you're going on these long woof sessions, you got a lot of hair to tame and you gotta deal with over curling and being able to actually stretch the wave out and lay it down. And then product buildup, you gotta deal with your hair not being like, not having good hygiene with it. And you gotta try to clean it out when you're taking your showers and shampooing it and whatnot. So just avoid that, man. Find you a good product. I've posted it multiple times on my page where I felt like it was a good product. You know, if you go watch some of the other wave videos, you'll see what that is. It might not work for you, but I'm pretty sure this joint is valid, bro. I'm pretty sure it'll work for your hair type, whatever. You can deal with it, bro. But if that's not working for you, make sure you experiment. Go find you one that works, man, because you don't want to deal with the wrong products. I'm telling you, that's another thing that'll make you get frustrated and give up on this wave journey. Number 5, using the wrong tools. Now, you need you a hard brush, bro. I know y'all might have these soft brushes and these medium brushes when you just started the wave journey because you don't have that much hair. But when you start getting your hair up in length and you woofing, you need a hard brush to get all the way to the root. Like I said, you need to get to the root. That's the hair that we worried about training, because that's the hair that's gonna be on top once you get a fresh cut. All of this, all of this top layer, you're not worried about that. That's gone, that's leaving. You need to get down to the root. You need to train the kids to grow up and be grown men. Next point, man. Oh yeah, also under the wrong tools, this also counts for the type of do-rags you're wearing. I seen somewhere, I never really been the one for the velvet do-rags, but I did see somewhere where Rashad from 360 Wave Process was saying how the velvet do-rags was cooling off for style and fashion, but they didn't really do a good job at compressing the hair like you need them to. So if you're one of the ones that like to wear the velvet do-rags and all the other materials and styles for fashion, keep in mind that these are not your daily maintenance do-rags that you need to actually keep your hair compressed. So if you do wear velvet do-rags or whatever else ones like polyester, even though you shouldn't even be dealing with polyester in the first place, it should be either silkies. Silky is the main one, and velvet maybe. But if you do wear velvet, wear a wave cap under that, man. That's basically it, y'all. I laid it all out for y'all. So it's up to y'all to make sure you're taking care of your waves, man. You gotta remember, appearance is everything. It's the first thing people use to make judgments off of you when they first see you, because they don't know you, right? So if you're going in for a job interview, your wave's crazy, you're not woofing right, you get the point, man. Just make sure you're keeping up with yourself. And if you're part of the chosen family, I'm gonna make sure you're good. I'm gonna make sure y'all sauced up, man. For sure. Either way, man, more bangers on the way. Stay tuned. Thank y'all for watching. D Chose, we gone.